I'm Sherry Preston. Barricades are up around the U.S. Supreme Court this morning because last night, that's what it sounded like. Protesters on both sides of the abortion issue responding to a leaked draft opinion published in Politico suggesting the court is ready to overturn Roe v. Wade. ABC's Andrew Dimbert is in Washington.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi issuing a joint statement referencing justices like Brett Kavanaugh and Neil Gorsuch who have said Roe is settled law, writing the conservative justices have lied to the U.S. Senate, ripped up the Constitution, and defiled both precedent and the Supreme Court's reputation, all at the expense of tens of millions of women who could soon be stripped of their bodily autonomy and the constitutional rights they've relied on for half a century.
A lot of people talking not just about the draft opinion, but about the leak itself.
This is totally uncharted territory. So there have been leaks out of the Supreme Court before, indications of which way the court is going, that some vote may be in play. Certainly it's not a totally leak-proof institution, but there has never been a leak even remotely like this. I don't think in the history of the Supreme Court, which is the history of the country.
ABC News Supreme Court contributor Kate Shaw. Ukrainian forces continue pushing back against the Russians. Evacuations from the steel plant in Mariupol are ongoing. Aid workers are providing hot food, wheelchairs, and toys for civilians who are slowly making their way out. Security breach at Windsor Castle, where Queen Elizabeth lives most of the time.
The Sun reports the imposter pretended to be a priest and spent the night on the grounds of Windsor Castle. Last Christmas, another intruder was arrested carrying a crossbow on castle grounds.
ABC's Inez de la Quatera at the foreign desk. The palace officials insist the Queen was never in any danger, but a British Army spokesperson says they take the breach very seriously. It is primary election day in Indiana and Ohio. Lots of attention being paid to the Republican race for Senate in Ohio. You're listening to ABC News.
Ew, Dad, why are toenails so ugly and yellow?
Hey, it's James, and if you're like me and suffer from toenail fungus, please pay close attention. Let's face it, toe fungus is embarrassing. I was afraid to take my socks off and hid my yellow and crumbly toes from everybody. But nail fungus isn't just a cosmetic problem. It can also be dangerous. Even a small spot can spread and get worse. But no matter what I tried, it seemed like my fungus would never go away. Then I discovered Crystal Flush, the new FDA-registered at-home treatment. This unique two-step system flushes out fungus at its source and reverses damaged nails. Finally, me and thousands of others are free from fungus. And you can be too. Call now, and for a limited time, you can try Crystal Flush risk-free for 30 days. Call 800-764-9219. That's 800-764-9219. Eliminate your toe fungus once and for all, guaranteed. Call now, 800-764-9219, or visit crystalflush.com.
There's now an arrest warrant out for the Alabama corrections officer missing along with prison escapee Casey White. ABC's Derek Dennis now says officials think the two were carrying on a secret relationship.
Authorities say Vicky White, who is not related to Casey, left the jail Friday, lying about an appointment at the local courthouse. Vicky's patrol car later found abandoned at a nearby shopping center. Vicky, who was divorced and does not have any children, was set to retire the same day she went missing. According to documents obtained by WAAY, Vicky sold her home in recent weeks. Investigators now hope that tips will lead to a vehicle the two could be traveling in. They note that Casey should stand out. He's 6'9" tall.
Getting around is getting more expensive.
For the second week in a row, gas prices rising as summer driving demand and switches to summer blends of gas are underway. In the past week, the Energy Department reporting the average price of regular unleaded rose 8 cents to $4.18 a gallon. That's $1.29 higher than a year ago. New England seeing the biggest rise, up 11 cents in the past week. Californians are still paying the most at $5.53 a gallon for regular unleaded. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Imagine you doing this, working his way into the Guinness Book of World Records, a Brazilian man who's been at the same company for 84 years. Walter Orthman got his first job at the textile company where he still works back in 1938. This is ABC News.
As a parent, you know kids are amazing and expensive. But with Fabric, protecting your family with term life insurance is surprisingly affordable with a personalized policy for your family starting at less than $1 a day. It's quick, easy, all online, and you could be approved instantly. Plus, no risk, cancel anytime. Secure your family's financial future today at meetfabric.com/future. That's MEET fabric.com/future. Fabric Insurance Agency policies issued by Vantis Life, not available in New York and Montana. Prices subject to underwriting and health questions.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
It's the time of year to come to NC Tractor for the selection of Massey Ferguson tractors and Bobcat zero-turn mowers. NC Tractor gives fantastic customer service, the best discounts possible, and it's a locally owned business. NC Tractor on Railroad Avenue is helping to make outdoor work more enjoyable. Shouldn't you have something that you can be proud of for a long time? Massey Ferguson and Bobcat zero-turn mowers. Come look them over. 299 Railroad Avenue, Rutherfordton. That phone number is 288-0395.
High temperatures today will head into the mid-80s and the lower 90s. We are tracking partly cloudy conditions to give way to scattered showers and thunderstorms as we head into this afternoon and evening. Some could be strong to severe, where we could see damaging wind speeds. Highs will gradually cool off into the mid-60s tonight, and tomorrow will top in the mid-80s and lower 90s with another chance of storms by the afternoon. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Well, it's going to be another beautiful day in the neighborhood. Rise and shine. Right now it's 57 degrees, warming up to around 80, below 80s, 82 degrees somewhere along there, but a beautiful, beautiful warm day here in this May 2nd day. May 3rd day. 6 minutes after 7 o'clock, and I have these death announcements this morning. Reverend William E. Swink, age 73, of Rutherfordton, died Sunday, May 1st at Hospice House of the Carolina Foothills. The family will receive friends from 10 until 11 Wednesday, May 4th at Pleasant Hill Baptist Church. The funeral service will be at Pleasant Hill Baptist Church, 11 a.m. Wednesday, with Reverend James Henson, Reverend Donald Hollifield, and Reverend Dr. David Gendry officiating. Burial will follow in the church cemetery. Mike Mahan's funeral home and cremation services in charge of the arrangements for Reverend William Swink. Dorothy Dot Buchanan, age 94, of Rutherfordton, passed away Saturday at Hospice House of the Carolina Foothills. The family will receive friends from 2 until 3 Wednesday, May 4th at Southern Baptist Church. The funeral service will be at Southern Baptist Church at 3 o'clock on Wednesday, May 4th. The burial will follow at the Rutherford City Cemetery. Mike Mahan's funeral home and cremation services in charge of the arrangements for Dorothy Dot Buchanan. Joyce Young Bruce, 79, of Forest City, formerly of Virginia Beach, Virginia, died Thursday at Pro Medical Skilled Nursing and Rehabilitation in Greenville. Following her wishes, the family will scatter her cremated remains on May 21st in the Chesapeake Bay in Virginia. No formal services are planned, and the Paget and King Mortuary and Crematory is serving the family of Joyce Young Bruce. Glenn Davis, age 68, of Mooresboro, formerly of Forest City, died April 26th at Hospice of Forest City. Arrangements will be announced by Pruitt Funeral Home for Glenn Davis. Martha Gurley Gamble, 83, of Bostic, died Monday, May 2nd. Those arrangements are incomplete and will be announced by Washburn and Dorsey Funeral Home and cremation service for Martha Gurley Gamble. Joseph Daniel Splon, age 79, died Friday at Willow Ridge Nursing Center in Rutherfordton. Funeral arrangements are pending and will be announced by the Paget and King Mortuary and Crematory for Joseph Daniel Splon. Clement Buzz Tomlin Kirscher II, 83, passed away April 29th after a brief stay in hospice near Lake Lure. Arrangements are with Crow's Rutherfordton, and burial will be at Limerick Garden of Memories, Limerick, Pennsylvania. Services to be determined at a later date. For Clement Buzz Tomlin Kirshner II. Carolyn Payne Pruitt, age 83, of Forest City, died Friday, April 29th at Hospice of the Carolina Foothills. The funeral service will be held at 3 o'clock today at Calvary Baptist Church. Burial will follow at Tanner's Grove United Methodist Church Cemetery. The family will receive friends from 2 until 3 Tuesday today at Calvary Baptist Church. The Paget at King Mortuary and Crematory in charge of those arrangements. For Carolyn Payne Pruitt. Dolores Krotz, age 69, of Forest City, passed away Wednesday, April 27th at her residence. The funeral service will be conducted at 3 o'clock Saturday, May 7th at the Harrelson Funeral Chapel. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to service time at the funeral home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services entrusted with arrangements for Dolores Krotz of Forest City. Those are the death announcements we have in-house this morning. For complete information on these and others as they become available to us, be sure to tune in this morning at 11:35. And then again at 5:10 as part of the afternoon report here on WCAB Rutherfordton.
Bill O'Reilly here, and I'm warming up. Stand by for the O'Reilly Update Morning Edition. But first, if you are stuck in a timeshare, please call my friends at Lone Star Transfer. They guarantee to get you out with a specified time frame given to you in writing. They have helped thousands of unhappy timeshare owners over the past decade. Family-owned, their process is done legally, ethically, and quickly. So please call for a no-obligation consultation. 855-551-7066 or visit LoneStarTransfer.com. On this Tuesday, it is almost impossible to believe that the Biden administration has set up a disinformation governance board attached to the Homeland Security Department. This is Mad Magazine stuff. Illegal immigration is totally out of control using data from the Department of Homeland Security, its own facts. So, is this new governance board going to say that the security stats are bogus? And then there's the lady in charge of this fiasco, Nina Jankowicz, a TikTok person. Her background is all far left all the time. She applauded the bogus Russian collusion smear and supported the suppression of the Hunter Biden story. Well, one thing is for certain, Nina certainly knows about disinformation. Predictably, the anti-Biden forces went all a Twitter, pun intended, when the board announcement was made. But why? This thing has no power and is for crazed ideological folks only. Some Americans are actually upset by the story. Don't be, it's a farce. Yes, Nina will be paid taxpayer dollars, but there's a decent chance we'll never hear from her again unless we are invested in TikTok. If ever there was a no-show job, this is it. Summing up, the Biden administration doesn't need more propaganda opportunities. It needs to begin solving a few problems. Now this. AMAC is the leading conservative advocacy and benefits organization. AMAC gives you access to exclusive benefits, insightful news, and a magazine full of uncensored content. They are pushing back against efforts to defund the police, weaken the borders, and corrupt our youth. But they need your help. Please stand with AMAC at amac.us. That's amac.us. That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
For making WCAB your radio station of choice in the foothills. Now get the best of both worlds. 100.9 FM and 590 AM Rutherfordton.
Good morning. Good morning.
John B. Jones grew up in Texas, so when the Civil War broke out, he joined the Confederates as a private in Terry's Rangers. Because he was talented and ambitious, he eventually rose to the Adjutant General of the brigade. Following the Civil War, John decided he no longer wanted to live in the United States, so he visited Mexico and Brazil as an emissary for the disgruntled Confederates looking for a place to start a colony. However, he returned and recommended against the project. Once he decided to stay in this country, Jones put his skills to good use. On May 2, 1874, Jones joined the Texas Rangers as the major of the new Frontier Battalion. It was a force of about 500 men stationed along the Texas frontier from the Red River to the Rio Grande. Their job was to make sure hostile Indians didn't cross the border from Mexico and to control the outlaws that were already in Texas. 4 years after he joined the Texas Rangers, Sam Bass was creating havoc on the Texas frontier, and John Jones was told to run him down. And that's just what he did. For 4 months, Jones's Rangers stayed on the trail of Sam Bass. In July of 1878, Jones's men encountered the Bass gang as they attempted to rob a bank, killing Sam Bass. Ironically, although Jones's Frontier Battalion performed unbelievable feats in quelling the lawlessness, and John led them until his death, few people today know of John Jones, the lawman, but we all know of Sam Bass, the outlaw. You've just heard another story from Old West Radio. I'm Dakota Livesay.
Jesse James Railroad Express has added 2 new sandwiches to their menu. Try the all-new crispy chicken sandwich with lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise, or the crispy deluxe with lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, bacon, and cheese. Enjoy a refreshing milkshake or a hand-dipped ice cream cone. Open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. Closed Wednesday and Sunday. Jesse James Railroad Express, 531 Railroad Avenue in Rutherford. Call 828-447-4644. Mondays only, hot dog with mustard, chili, and onions for only $1.24 each. All aboard the Jesse James Railroad Express.
Congratulations to Jesse James Railroad Express, voted 2021 Best of Rutherford County hot dogs and hamburgers 5 years in a row.
Now it's time to go to the phones on this terrific Tuesday morning. It's 16 minutes after 7 o'clock. Let's check in with Sheriff Chris Francis, find out what's been happening in the world of crime fighting. Good morning, Sheriff. How are you doing?
I'm well, Jim. Hope you are.
I am indeed. I sure sorry to hear about the passing of your former pastor, Reverend Swink.
He was a great man. We are certainly going to miss him and remember him. And his funeral's tomorrow at our church at Pleasant Hill. But he truly a good man. We had him at our church for over 18 years, and he was truly a blessing.
Yes, a lot of people loved and appreciated him over the years.
A servant's heart, no doubt.
Yeah. Tell us what's been going on in your world.
In the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office responded to 189 calls for service. There have been 14 arrests processed at county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 167. Among those arrested, Sharon Hawkins Patrick, 43-year-old female of Forest City, was charged with failure to appear, received a $2,000 secure bond. Kyle Forrest Shadows, 48-year-old male of Mooresboro, charged with 2 counts of failure to appear, 2 true bills, received a $2,000 secure bond. Dina Elaine Day, 50-year-old female of Ruston, charged with trespass and larceny, received a written promise to appear. Amanda Sue Ledford, 24-year-old female of Forest City, was charged with failure to appear and resist or obstruct delay, received a $20,000 secure bond. Alvin Lee Vickers II, 32-year-old male of Union Mills, was charged with resist or obstruct delay, received a $3,000 secure bond. Brooks D. Ledbetter, 39-year-old male of Spindale, was charged with failure to comply with child support, received a $1,000 cash bond. Juan Cortez, 36-year-old male of Forest City, was charged with failure to appear felony version and 6 failure to appear misdemeanor, received a $10,000 secure bond. Uriah Dover, 22-year-old female of Ruston, was charged with 2 counts of abandonment of an animal, received a written promise to appear. Chastity Levon Washington, 47-year-old female of Ruston, was charged with 2 counts of identification theft, 2 counts of uttering a forged instrument, attempt to obtain property by false pretense, also obtain property by false pretense, and 4 counts of failure to appear, and received a $57,000 secure bond. Among our instance, we had a larceny on Webb Road near Highway 120. Someone stole 2 batteries out of a piece of equipment that was left on the side of the road. The batteries were valued at $400. We had a breaking and entering and larceny on Shires Road. There were 2 cell phones taken valued at $200. A Chicago welder valued at $350. A Samsung Curve 27-inch personal computer monitor valued at $150. Some iPod valued at $140, and a 50cc scooter. In another incident, we had a breaking and larceny on Raleigh Ledbetter Road in Ellenboro. In this particular incident, it looks like we had at least 1 piece of equipment that was stolen, valued under $100. It was a wood chipper. And Jim, that's what we have to report today.
All right, Sheriff, I do appreciate that, and hope you have a great day and be safe out there.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Sheriff Chris Francis in reporting this morning, 19 minutes past 7. WCAB is going to be on the road again this coming Friday, May 6th, beginning at 10 a.m., for a Customer Appreciation Day at Jay's Discount Grocery. We love to help Rick celebrate Customer Appreciation Day. Have not been able to do that in several years now because of COVID, but things have opened up, and he's ready to show you how much he appreciates you as a customer. There'll be free hot dogs, drinks, and a store-wide full of sales all day long. Located 671 Oak Street in Forest City, and you need to be there to have fun with Jay's Discount Grocery.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Amanda's up next from the Communications Center on this Tuesday morning. Amanda, good morning.
Good morning.
What's on your report today?
On the past 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications Center has processed 464 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 61 for the emergency medical services, 189 for the Sheriff's Office, 78 for Forest City, 8 for Lake Lure, 62 for Rutherford, and 35 for Spindale. Cliffside Fire Department had a motor vehicle crash. Ellenborough had a motor vehicle crash. Forest City had a power line fire. Hudlow had a motor vehicle crash. And Lake Lure had a residential fire alarm assisted by Fairfield, and that is all.
Thanks so much. You have a good day.
You too.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush, brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
Now here's Ruby Taylor reporting from Danieltown, the SDO, Shiloh Danieltown, Oakland Fire District. Good morning, Ruby.
Good morning.
What's on that report?
Well, the fire department didn't have any calls, and on my birthday counter, I've got Bobby Bryant and Bria Potter having birthdays today, and hope they have a nice day. Signs are in the arms today and going to the breast tomorrow. Jim, that's all I got.
Thanks, Ruby. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or a loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
Now we're going up to Fairfield Mountains Fire District. That's where Gary Wilson hangs around and lives and works and enjoys life. Gary, good morning.
When they're not running me out of town. That's where I live at.
You're probably ready to get out of town. You're probably ready to get out of town, though, aren't you?
I'm sorry?
You're probably ready to get out of town for a while, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, once in a while. Let's get out. Do something, a little fishing or goofing off or something.
Go to Florida, maybe?
Oh, yeah. I'm looking, heading down that way maybe in the next month.
Oh, good.
A little fishing out there somewhere and catch something or drown some bait anyway. But we've been quiet up here overnight. We're sitting on about 58 degrees this morning and had a warm day yesterday. Got up to about 85, I believe it was yesterday up here. And a little bit about the same today. So, summertime's just about to get here, so I'm ready for it. And we had one call in the last 24 hours, and that was a fire alarm, and everything turned out okay on that. Problem was the alarm system. No issues with fire or anything, and everything else has been pretty quiet around here, Jim.
All right, Gary, good. I'm glad to hear that, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll check back in with you up there tomorrow morning.
All right, you have a good day.
See you, Gary. Bye-bye. To win in sports, you must adjust your strategy as the game changes. The same is true of investments. Why not let Andrew Tisdale, your Edward Jones financial advisor, help you create a game plan for financial success? Call 828-287-9197 and get started today. That's Andrew Tisdale at Edward Jones Financial Advisor, 828-287-9197. And here's DeVern up to Norwood in Boston, North Carolina, with our morning report. Good morning, DeVern. How are you?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm the same way.
Yeah, 'cause it's winding down to be a weekend before we know it, won't it?
I know it. It won't be a long weekend these days, real fast.
Okay, over here it's 60 degrees this morning. Supposed to have another beautiful day. Fire department had no calls, but we do want to thank our fire department for everything they do here in Boston. There will be a yard sale Saturday, May the 7th, 1105 Bean Mills Road, 8 until. Lots of toys and other items. Go by and check that out. Don't forget Mother's Day is approaching us Sunday. Go by Boston Florist and pick you out a flower arrangement for your mom or one to go on your mom's grave if she's already gone. And you can check Washburn Store out. They have some good items for a gift for your mom. And hope everyone has a wonderful day.
You too, DeVern. I'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Welcome to this month's meeting of the North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club. Bingo winners.
Bingo.
Instant winner.
Here.
Oh. Big money winners.
Yeah, I think they're in Tahiti.
Second chance winners. Second chance winners.
Present.
Every single time. New scratch-offs mean new winners. This month's tickets are packed with $130 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1-3.2 to 4.6. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
School board member Brandy Nandy is scheduled to be my guest this morning at 8:30 to talk about her candidacy for re-election to the school board. Tune in for that. Stay tuned and listen in on that interview at 8:35 this morning or 8:30 this morning. Let's check in Bob Hodge now. He's over in the Hudlow Fire District with our Tuesday morning report. Bob, how you doing this morning?
We're doing just fine on this Tuesday morning.
It's a beautiful morning to wake up to, isn't it?
It sure is. That sun is shining bright this morning, so looks like it's going to be another warm day. It like summertime weather yesterday.
Yes.
So looks like it's going to be that way all week. Maybe have some thunder showers pop up in the afternoons and so forth. But, you know, it's getting dry. We need a little rain because we haven't had any of them little showers so far, so maybe we'll get some later on in the week there.
Yeah, we're due for some.
That's right. Well, Jim, up here with the fire department, it's been pretty quiet. We've answered a couple vehicle accident calls, nothing serious. So, and other than that, things are going along good so far up here this morning, and look like maybe we'll have a good day up here, and I hope you have a good day over there.
Thanks, Bob.
So you take care, Jim.
You and Imogene have a great day, and I will see you back here on Wednesday.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And you catch Bob most afternoons with the afternoon report with Kevin Pleasant. 28 minutes past 7. The Braves had a good night last night. They beat the Mets 5-2. Today we have a double header starting. We'll get into that pregame following the Clay Travis Buck Sexton show. We'll get into that in the game 1, and then we'll get into game 2. So they'll be playing the Mets with a doubleheader today, and maybe they can win both of them. We'll see. Nobody gets a better deal than the customers at Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record of the best deals. Sisk Family Ford, Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealer, has recently been recognized as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. That speaks well of their commitment to serve their customers well. Look for all the new design 2021 F-150 at Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealership. That's Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City. Let me introduce you to Brock Family Care. a direct primary care practice that takes care of the patients and not the insurance company. Providing flat rate pricing and not accepting any forms of health insurance allows for more personalized and affordable health care. Ann Brock has over 42 years of healthcare experience and 22 years as a nurse practitioner. She and her staff are dedicated to providing health care that is patient-centered and not insurance company dictated. They give the patient the time and the attention they need. What are your medical needs? Bring them to Brock Family Care and see the difference. Ann also offers telehealth appointments. The professional staff are dedicated and will take the time to find out how they can help you. To learn more about this wonderful medical service, go to the website at www.brockfamilycare.com. That's Brock Family Care, 289 Shallow Road, Forest City. Contact them real soon and check their website out and find out more about them, brockfamilycare.com. 7:30, let's head over toward the Cherry Mountain Fire District, beautiful part of our county. And Sue Price is on the phone to give us an update on the fire department. Good morning.
Good morning, Jim.
You doing okay?
I'm doing good. Hope you are.
Yes, indeed.
Pretty morning over here.
Yes.
Well, I didn't have any calls from the fire department, so I guess they were quiet. That's a good thing. And I don't have any birthdays on my church calendar. On my personal calendar, I got a birthday for Brianna Thorpe, so I hope she's going to have a good day today. And nothing on my other two calendars, no birthdays or anniversaries. But we hope anybody that's having one will have a real good day today and enjoy it. And I don't have any announcements, hadn't had anything come in, so it's just quiet and calm. We will be having our Memorial Day service on the 8th at our church. So.
And your church is?
No, our church had our Memorial Day service was Sunday. We already, it'll be the first Sunday in June. I'm getting all confused here.
Okay.
Ours will be the first Sunday in June. We're a little bit later than most of them, but they've already started up, and I hope everybody will go out and enjoy getting back together again. It's been a long time.
Long dry spell.
I know, but things are starting to pick back up, and that's a good thing. Maybe it'll be not be too bad. I heard them tell yesterday that COVID was getting started again in some places, so we just never know.
We never know, and sometimes we can just talk ourselves right into it.
I know, but we want to hope everything will stay open. It's just too bad when everything shuts down. But I hope you'll have a good day today, Jim, and enjoy it, and we'll talk to you again.
Thanks, Sue. Enjoy it. I'll see you.
All right. Bye-bye.
We're trying to get in touch with our good friends over at the Drop-In Family Mart there in Boston, see if they can tell us what's going on over there. And we'll check on them in just a moment if we can get through to them. They're busy, but we'll do our best to ring-a-ding-a-ding them.
Jim, have you seen Henson Building Materials' newly remodeled showroom? It's gorgeous.
You mean where they have a full line of hardware and building materials for homeowners and home builders?
I mean where Jamie, Terry, and Tony, their friendly staff, treat me like family. Oh, they're so nice.
Hey, are they taking COVID precautions and have curbside service?
Of course. They're so thoughtful.
I do need some materials, but I don't think they'll fit in our car.
Oh, silly. They have professional delivery so we can get whatever I want.
Henson Building Materials, 177 Duke Street in Forest City.
Building starts here.
Again, let me remind you that we can be on the move again, and we're happy about that. Live broadcast Friday, May 6th, beginning at 10 a.m. for a Customer Appreciation Day at Jay's Discount Grocery. Celebration. Free hot dogs, free drinks, and store-wide sales all day long. As you've been in some of Jay's Discount Grocery Customer Appreciation Days in the past, you know what exciting times those are. And we're happy to be a part of that. Thanks for inviting us over, Rick, for doing that part again. We're glad to be able to do that. And we'll be there from 10 till 12 on Friday, and then we'll come back and do another one a couple of hours from 3 until 5 on Friday. So it's a great, great day to be a part of something that's great. I was trying to see a note here. See if I can find that note I was trying to find for you. Yeah, here it is. The drop-in store there in Bostic, drop-in Family Mart store in Bostic, I'm trying to make contact. We got them on hold right now. But that meat market will help you get prepared for any cookouts this summer. They had great meat market, freshly cut. They'll slice those steaks the way you want them, of the fresh hamburger meat, and steaks and pork chops, roast, filet mignon. And when you buy groceries and food from the Drop-In Family Mart, you're shopping local. You're buying food from folks right here at home. And that's an important part about keeping our economy strong in Rutherford County, is shopping local. We're going to have someone later on this morning on the program talk about small businesses, local businesses here in our county. This is that week to celebrate them. So we want to encourage you to go by the drop-in store there in Bostic. They're open 6 a.m. till 9 p.m. Produce department, grapes, apples. They have bread, everyday low prices on bread. Chicken, Major Lee's chicken is outstanding. Potato wedges, pizza, beef dogs. If you're doing the cookout, you're getting low on propane. They got a good price on propane over there. If you need the help, they can help even take your groceries to the car for you. That's pretty decent. Personal service like nobody else offers. It's an outstanding deli, outstanding grocery store, and you'll find them ready and able and willing to help you at Drop-In Family Mart there in Bostic. Bostic Sunshine Highway across from the post office. We're going to move on. Excuse me, a little horsey this morning. The allergies are still affecting the old nose and throat this morning, but I'd rather be here and have that and not here and not have to worry about it. But anyway, that's springtime. So now, if we can get all the pollen cleared out of our nostrils, we're going to head up toward Union Mills and talk with Brenda Kelly. How you doing this morning, Brenda Kelly?
Good morning, Jim. I'm just fine. How about yourself on this terrific Tuesday morning?
It is a beautiful morning, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, there's a lot of pollen out there, that's for sure.
Yeah, I can just walk in the car to the house and I start sneezing.
I know, it's terrible. I believe it was Sunday. Little David and his friend was here, and we was outside, and we walked in, and you could track everywhere we'd been with the pollen on the floor off of our shoes.
Sure.
My goodness, it's something else, but it's that time of the year.
Well, we can live through it every year.
That's right. And before you know it, it'll be Christmas, and we'll be saying, well, we wish we had some of them pretty days back.
Oh, boy. Yeah, boy. Oh, boy.
As little as you think about it, the year will be half gone next month.
It will, won't it?
Yeah.
Well,
it don't take it long, does it?
It'll be graduation time for the kiddos at school, and
yeah, all that good stuff.
Time to go off to college.
And they get a little bit of break for the summer. And
yeah.
Then it's back to the grind.
Well, they'll be getting married after they get out of school.
Yeah. I just hope they stay married. There ain't many of them stay married nowadays, but I guess
it's a real challenge these days.
It is. It's a challenge no matter what you're doing.
Yes, every day's a challenge.
But I want to thank everybody for making my birthday special yesterday. I had a lot of phone calls. I got a lot of pretty cards, and my daughter Joy come and got me, took me out for my lunch, and she showed me all the things on Facebook that people had posted. So I just want to say thanks to all of y'all.
You got a lot of friends out there.
Well, I appreciate that. We need a lot of friends, don't we?
We sure do, loyal friends.
That's right. And I've got one coming down today. She's going to come spend the day and the night and go back home tomorrow. And we've been friends for 50-something years.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's she coming in from?
She just lives up on Buck Creek. But
okay.
She's 81 years old, and she don't drive a whole lot, and she has an eye problem, so she can only drive in daytime. She can't see at night to drive. So that's why she's coming today, and she's going to spend the night and then go back in the morning.
Well, good. You all have a big time.
Yeah, we're going to learn how to play a new card game.
Oh, yeah? Which one?
I believe she called it hand and foot or hand and mouth or foot and mouth. I don't know.
I've heard of the foot and mouth disease.
Well, that may be what it is. Who knows? I don't know. But she's the one that taught me to play canasta. Really? Oh, goodness, when we first met, we used to sit and play canasta, but I hadn't played it because there ain't nobody else to play it with, so But she's going to come down, and I'm looking forward to it.
Did you ever play Old Maids?
Yeah, I played Old Maids and Go Fish and
Rook?
I don't know if I played Rook, but I played Rummy. And is there something called Spades or Hearts? Or,
Yeah, Hearts, yeah.
Yeah, and I've played a little bit of,
Poker?
Yeah, poker. That's it, poker, yeah. Sure have.
Did you ever win any money?
Well, we usually just played for the fun of playing.
Yeah.
We didn't. We may put some toothpicks on the table and say, "Well, here, you get these 5 toothpicks."
be more fun with a chocolate chip cookie or something out there.
Well, yeah, that's true too. But we hope everybody's having a good day. I've got 52 degrees on the front porch. I don't have any birthdays or any anniversaries, but in ways of announcement, Camp Creek Baptist Church Homecoming, May the 15th, and this is their 200-year celebration. Meal to follow worship service. Bring a well-filled picnic basket, and everyone's welcome. And then Friday, May the 6th, at the Union Mills Learning Center, 6 p.m., barbecue meal, and the cost is $6. 7 p.m., you get to hear 33 and the third band. And so far, that's all I got going on that I know of. It's just short, sweet, and quiet, and we like it like that.
Well, get your house clean before your guests get there.
My house is already clean. I done got up and got the dishes washed, got the clothes washed and hung out, and the bed made up, and the dog's out and fed and back in, so...
Well, there's nothing like hanging clothes out in the fresh wind and the sun. It's nothing like the fresh aroma of hung out in on a clothesline.
People don't do that much anymore, do they?
No, everybody's got...
I've always done it. I had a dryer years ago, and I didn't like it, so I mean, it's good for towels and sheets, but your clothes, it gets wrinkles in them. You never get them out.
Yeah. My mother hung her clothes out for years on a clothesline out back.
Well, that's the way I've got a clothesline out back. Somebody was a friend of mine was up here. I don't know. I guess it's been about 5 or 6 weeks ago, and we was in here, and she said, "Where's your dryer?" And one of my other friends said, "Well, it's out back under the trees." And she looked like she really... I said, "I got a clothesline."
Oh,
You don't have a dryer? I said, "No, and I don't want one."
Well, I hear you. Well, if you enjoy...
I'm just different.
Well,
I'm just a country girl.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm proud to know you as a friend because you're a country girl.
Well, thank you, and I'm proud to have you as a friend.
You can do a lot of thinking when you're out hanging out clothes like that or bringing them in.
That's right. You sure can. Mm-hmm. And you get to hear nature. And
yeah.
As long as I don't see a snake. Now, when I see a snake, you better bet you I'm going to holler for somebody to kill it.
Well, listen, you have a wonderful day up there.
You have a good one. We'll catch you later.
See you. Bye-bye. Okay. Brenda Cowley reporting out of Union Mills at 7:42. We're going over to Ellenboro next.
Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
Now it's a Tuesday morning, and it's 7:43, and it's time for us to head over toward Ellenboro and talk with Luther Gilligan. He's supposed to be keeping us tabs on news from over there in the fire department and the news around. So what you got to tell us this morning, Mr. Sir?
Not a whole lot to talk about anymore. Everything's been quiet. Fire department only had one call. It had an accident yesterday morning. Other than that, they ain't been doing anything. They were quiet last night. Everything quiet more. Everybody's just getting their biscuits and they're heading on out to work. But we're going to have something going on down here Saturday at 7 o'clock Saturday morning. Big time wide yard sale. So everyone's invited. Just come on out, bring the word, or come to shop to buy, to sell, or whatever. Just talk to old friends and meet. And Jim, nothing else happening down here today, so you have a great day up there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow, Luther.
All right, take care now.
That's the Ellenboro reporter, Luther, Mr. Gilligan. It's 7:44, and that leaves us time for a birthday party. If you'll call yours in to us, we'll have a party. 287-3356 is the phone number for birthdays. This is the 3rd of May, May 3rd, birthdays, and we'll celebrate with birthdays and anniversaries. Wherever you are, whoever you are, doesn't matter. We'll have a birthday party. 287-3356. Well, if you want a really good, decent, mouth-watering breakfast, head on over to Granny B's. Now, Todd brought in a breakfast a while ago. They're really outstanding. Loaded down with omelet and pancakes and bacon, and it was really looked good. And it's about all I could do to dig in there with him, but I had to come on back here. But if you want a good breakfast, Granny B's got one for you. Just stop in over there. They start serving as early as 6:30, and they got a great breakfast. Those omelets, outstandingly good looking. I've not had one yet, but I understand from what I can get reports from, they are good. So why don't you try the breakfast at Granny B's and save a little room for a delicious De La Donut. And they always have fresh coffee. That's there at Granny B's, Main Street, right next door to the Shake Shop.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday wishes going out to Selena Balkin over in Bostic. Selena turns 40 today. Jason Harrell is 47. And Katie Taylor is 17. So happy birthday to these fine folks. 47, Jason. Okay. Today's other birthdays include Bing Crosby. He was born in 1903, died in 1977. Sugar Ray Robinson, born in 1921, died in 1989. Dave Dudley, he sang 6 Days on the Road. 1928 was when he was born. He died in 2003. James Brown, 1933 is his birth date. He died in 2006. And Frankie Valli was born in 1934, still living. Some of the events on this day include 1765, the first North American Medical College opened. 1936, baseball legend Joe DiMaggio makes his major league debut. 1948, the first broadcast of CBS Evening News, longest-running network news show in the U.S. 1971, the National Public Radio began programming, and they've been asking for your money ever since. National Foster Care Day is today. National Teacher Appreciation Day today. National Chocolate Custard Day. Now I could go that. National Montana Day. National Paranormal Day. And National Textiles Day. And now you're up to date on this date in history here on WCAB. Stand by. Keys to Confident Living is next. Andrew Tisdale, top of the hour. Brandy Nanny is 8:30 this morning. Then we'll have the director of the Small Business Center talk about small businesses right here in Rutherford County. All that to pack in the next hour, so don't you miss it.
There are times when it seems there is no hope of success. There is no way out of the dilemma that we find ourselves in. Any success we dreamed of is fast fading from memory. However, there are times that success is only achieved after times of great difficulty. Some people give up way too soon. They needed to stay with it a little longer. Victory would have been theirs if only they had endured. There is a humorous poem by an unknown author that goes as follows. 2 frogs fell into a deep cream bowl. The one was wise and a cheery soul. The other one took a gloomy view and bade his friend a sad adieu. Said the other frog with a merry grin, I can't get out, but I won't give in. I'll swim around till my strength is spent, then I will die the more content. And as he swam, though ever it seemed, his struggling began to churn the cream until on the top of pure butter he stopped, and out of the bowl he quickly hopped. The moral, you ask? Oh, it's easily found. If you can't get out, keep swimming around. You may be tired and weary and don't know how you can keep swimming, but look up. The Bible says, those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. This is Bill Hostler with today's Key to Confident Living. Scripts for these programs are sold in book form by calling toll-free 1-888-333-KEYS.
Thank you for making WCAB your radio station of choice in the foothills. Now
With a personalized policy for your family starting at less than $1 a day. It's quick, easy, all online, and you could be approved instantly. Plus, no risk. Cancel anytime. Secure your family's financial future today at meetfabric.com/future. That's MEET fabric.com/future. Fabric Insurance Agency policies issued by Vantis Life. Not available in New York and Montana. Prices subject to underwriting and health questions.
Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Today, we're going to see highs in the mid-80s and lower 90s with a stationary boundary about the region. Scattered showers and thunderstorms will be possible. Tonight, we're down into the mid-60s. Highs will reach the mid-80s and the lower 90s for tomorrow. Another chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms will be possible due to a cold front moving into our area. We will see cooler and drier conditions on Thursday. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Right now, 57 degrees and sunny skies on this beautiful, terrific Tuesday morning. And it's going to be another great day in the neighborhood. We hope you can get out and enjoy as much of it and take your Kleenex with you if you have allergies, like many of us do. And keep your nose wiped and your eyes wiped, and it'll be a great day. We have Andrew Tisdale in the Blue Room, and he'll be talking to us in just a moment.
Saving money is easy when you shop at Jay's Discount Grocery. From snack foods to vegetables, fresh fruits to fresh cut meats, paper products, cleaning supplies, dog food, and so much more. You know, you just never know what you'll find at Jay's. So shop and save today. They're located at 671 Oak Street in Forest City, right beside the Hospice Resale Store. You know, when you shop at Jay's, you always walk out with money left over in your pocket.
All right, now it's 6 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock, and Andrew Tisdale, it's Tuesday morning. It's his day here in the Blue Room. He's with Edward Jones, financial advisor. He's with us this morning to talk sense about financing. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you? Great. How about you?
I'm doing great, considering everything's okay.
Everything is okay.
Good.
Everything always will be okay.
Always good to hear your comments on that. Tell us what you got on your mind this morning.
Let's talk about weathering the storm. So as we've been, and as we will continue to watch the market, we know that this not been our friend as of lately. A lot of the nervousness of, if I'm retired, how is this going to react? If I'm getting ready for retirement, how is this going to act? I'm going to address that today. If I am in retirement, how do I weather this storm? This is a great time. Think about it from the standpoint of a house. You have built that house, and now finally we have a storm. Storms come, storms go. Now it's just time to see, am I getting any leaks in my roof? Am I getting any water in my basement? Am I doing anything that's going to hinder my shelter? This is the perfect time to look at that. So I want to encourage you, if you're there, to take time, sit down with whoever you're working with and say, okay, is there any leaks? Just because the value drops does not mean that you're not going to get income. Just because the value of a house drops doesn't mean that it's still not going to be able to provide you shelter. Just because your retirement portfolio value drops doesn't mean your income's going to have to change. If I'm getting ready to get into retirement, or if I'm building for retirement, someone like me, then this is a good solid time to see, as I'm building, what weathers the storm very well now. And am I going to look at it? Am I looking at it from the standpoint of, am I just concerned if my value's going down? Or how about if I compare it this way? If my value goes down, does it still provide the yield and the dividends that I bought when I went into it? For example, if I have a rental house and I buy it for $100,000 today, tomorrow it may be $120,000, the next day it may be $80,000. But if I have a solid renter inside that house that's paying me $700 a month, it doesn't matter at that point in time to me where my value in that house is, because that's not my need. When I retire, I need income. I want that renter to stay there. So breaking it all down, if I'm getting ready for retirement, if I'm in retirement, how do I know if I can weather this storm? Are your renters still paying you? Are you still getting paid what you anticipated? And if it's not, maybe we need to change renters. We need to evict some renters and bring some other ones in. It's all about income. I'll retire. I need income.
This is a certain perfect time to have somebody like you available. Be a good time for folks to call you if they have questions about what's happening in the market and what's happening with the economy, inflation, deflation, all that good stuff. It's hard for us average people to understand all that, but be a good time to call you and ask you questions and come out to see you.
Absolutely. I'd be more than happy to talk to anybody.
And your location is?
233 Charlotte Road in Rutherfordton. Hopefully I will have a sign up in July.
I saw they put the stakes up, looks like.
They're working on it.
That's your sign. And the telephone number over there is 287-9197. And I know there's a lot of questions come up into your mind about it. When you hear all that stuff on the news, you're not sure how much they're shooting straight, but Andrew can certainly shoot you straight with what's happening in terms of the financial market. So don't hesitate to give him a call and knock on his door. He's there to help you.
I appreciate it.
I'll see you next week.
My pleasure. Very humble to be able to sit in the Blue Room every Tuesday.
Well, it's a great blessing for me to have you here.
All right. Y'all have a great day.
See you now. Bye-bye. And, of course, that's Andrew. He'll be back next Tuesday morning. Coming up, a lot of things happening this hour. 8:30, Brandy Nanny is scheduled to be here to talk about her candidacy for re-election to the Rutherford County School Board. That'll be happening at 8:30 this morning. 9:05 this morning is My Great America with Jim and Butch. And 8 following the interview with Brandy Nanny, the director of the Small Business Center at Isothermal will be coming to talk about Small Business Month, a week here in North Carolina. We'll have all that action straight ahead.
Fellow Republicans, Sheriff candidate Steve Theodopoulos, a.k.a. Theo, is overqualified to be our sheriff. His vision does not conform to our way of living, maybe Chicago's. Theo talks a good talk, which a prudent man would wonder, is it fact or fancy? 4 years ago, his Florida peers said to vet him, don't take Theo at face value. At the last forum, he promised to hire a lieutenant as a press agent and form a civilian review board. The population does not want them. I know of no county that has a citizen review board. It would be an invitation for unions and is an insult to our officers and administrations. When voting, please consider first and foremost the safety, morale, and working conditions of our officers under Theo's command and the taxpayers. Paid for by Ken Staggs, Lieutenant LAPD, retired, native Carolinian, a 25-year resident.
At Smith Drugs of Forest City, we are continue to offer the COVID-19 rapid testing and the COVID-19 vaccinations. Please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591 with any questions or concerns that you may have. You may also visit our website at smithsdrugsfc.com and schedule your COVID rapid 19 test or your vaccination. Again, if you have any questions, please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591.
Smith's Drugs of Forest City is offering the flu vaccines. You can walk in Monday through Friday or by appointment only on Saturdays. The Dream Station and System 1 CPAP customers, if you need assistance registering your recall devices, you can call the Home Medical Department at 245-4591. And Smith's Drugs has a large selection of in-stock mastectomy bras, now half price. So come by our Home Equipment Department on West Main Street in Forest City. Smith's Drugs, 245-4591.
Compassion, commitment, and professionalism. These are the qualities family members need at a time of sorrow. That's why families in Rutherford County turn to Harrelson Funeral Home. The professional staff at Harrelson Funeral Home in Forest City understands your sadness, your loneliness, and your need for guidance. You'll know when you turn to Harrelson Funeral Home that your deepest concerns will be felt. You need someone to listen and guide you through the process of planning a funeral. That's why you need Harrelson Funeral Home. To make it easier on you at that difficult time, plan early for services you'll want for your loved ones. Call Harrelson Funeral Home today. That phone number is 657-6383. See why Harrelson Funeral Home is the choice for you. 1251 Highway 221A, Forest City. Early voting continues in Rutherford County. It started last week, Thursday of last week, and the polls are open 8 until 7:30, and the two places you can vote early voting is at Isothermal Community College in the Business Sciences Building in the Blue Room. They got a Blue Room too, my goodness. And County Annex Building at 289 North Main Street, Rutherfordton. That's two places right now, only place. Not voting at the Board of Elections anymore because they just don't have the space for it, nor the parking for it. So that's why they moved it over to the Isothermal Community College. And they're open today. So far, voting has been a mild turnout, but maybe it'll pick up now that things are getting closer and closer. But this is the third day of May, and 8 o'clock until 7:30. Tonight will be the time to vote, early voting. Officials with the Forest Service say the Barnett Branch fire that shut down the Blue Ridge Parkway near the Pisgah Inn was completely contained Monday night. All roads closed due to fire activity reopened, but trail closures are still in effect for a Barnett Branch Trail number 618 above Yellow Gap Road, Buck Springs Trail number 104, and Mountains to the Sea Trail from Highway 276 north to the Pisgah Inn. So if you're a trail walker, you might want to be aware of some of those trails are still closed due to the fire, but the roads are indeed opened. The investigation into the cause of the 370-acre fire is ongoing, but is suspected to be an abandoned campfire. Anyone causing such a fire, whether through negligence or carelessness, can be held liable for damages. Firefighters will also be repairing a footbridge that was damaged by the fire on the Barnett Branch Trail and mitigating hazards along the closed trail so that they can be reopened. Forest officials remind visitors to the forest that when building a campfire, choose a spot that is protected from wind gusts and clear away flammable materials. Keep campfires small and have water ready in case the fire escapes. Never leave the fire unattended. Extinguish the fire completely before leaving the area and drown the embers, stir and fill for heat. It should be cold to the touch when you walk away and leave it. If you were trained as a Boy Scout, you would know all of that. 60 minutes after the hour, Sheriff's Report with Sheriff Francis coming up here in just a few moments.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
Fellow citizens, Patsy Kirtland is the candidate for Clerk of Court. Patsy is a Christian conservative on the Republican ticket. She has over 8 years in the clerk's office and was the assistant clerk until she resigned only to run for the position of the Clerk of Court. With her knowledge of the entire operation and her dedication, Patsy felt a deep emotion to run so that necessary changes can be made to satisfy the needs of every citizen, including the civil and criminal court system. Patsy's detailed plans for improving the clerk's office are available on Facebook. A credit to Patsy's compassion for people and her work is shown by the endorsement of 7 retired co-workers. We are asking for your vote so this get-her-done and highly spirited candidate can hit the ground running. Vote Patsy Kirtland for Clerk of Court. This announcement written and paid for by Ken and Kathy Staggs.
You know, sometimes the best food and best service can be found off the beaten path. When I say off the beaten path, that means not where all the other places are. That's why I like to refer people to Scrappy's Food and Fuel down 221 and Chase High Road there at the corner, just below Floyd Street Baptist Church. You can do yourself a favor and stop by Scrappy's Food and Fuel. If you'd like a great hot dog, boy, you can get one day, I'll assure you. Or hand-breaded chicken tenders and onion rings, or maybe a juicy hamburger. Then your next stop should be Scrappy's Food and Fuel. Full breakfast served Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. until 2 o'clock. They're serving breakfast right now. Those hot handmade biscuits are made fresh every day. Every morning they've got a biscuit waiting on you. You really need to check out their menu for other choices, too. The store is open till 8 o'clock p.m. Monday through Saturday for your favorite snacks and gasoline fill-ups. And the deli, the lunch counter there, it closes at 2 o'clock. Scrappy's Food and Fuel is on the corner of Chase High Road and Highway 221. Scrappy's Food and Fuel, locally owned and operated. By the way, they're making homemade brownies now, too. So ask about the brownies. Tell them I had one the other day, by the way. Tell them Jim said those brownies were outstanding. You'd like to have one or two. Or maybe you're a 3 brownie person. But go buy Scrappy's Food there and enjoy a good meal. Here now is Sheriff Chris Francis with our news.
In the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office responded to 189 calls for service. There have been 14 arrests processed at county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 167. Among those arrested, Sharon Hawkins Patrick, 43-year-old female of Forest City, was charged with failure to appear, received a $2,000 secure bond. Kyle Forrest Shadows, 48-year-old male of Morrisboro, charged with 2 counts of failure to appear, 2 true bills, received a $2,000 secure bond. Dina Elaine Day, 50-year-old female resident, charged with trespass and larceny, received a written promise to appear. Amanda Sue Ledford, 24-year-old female of Forest City, was charged with failure to appear and resist restraint delay, received a $20,000 secure bond. Alvin Lee Vickers II, 32-year-old male of Union Mills, was charged with resist restraint delay, received a $3,000 secure bond. Brooks D. Ledbetter, 39-year-old male of Spindale, was charged with failure to comply with child support, received a $1,000 cash bond. Juan Cortez, 36-year-old male of Forest City, was charged with failure to appear felony version and 6 failure to appear misdemeanor, received a $10,000 secure bond. Uriah Dover, 22-year-old female resident, charged with 2 counts of abandonment of an animal, received a written promise to appear. Chastity Levon Washington, 47-year-old female resident, was charged with 2 counts of identification theft, 2 counts of uttering a forged instrument, attempt to obtain property by false pretense, also obtain property by false pretense, and 4 counts of failure to appear, and received a $57,000 secure bond. Another instance, we had a larceny on Webb Road near Highway 120. Someone stole 2 batteries out of a piece of equipment that was left on the side of the road. The batteries were valued at $400. We had a breaking and entering and larceny on Shires Road. There were 2 cell phones taken valued at $200. A Chicago welder valued at $350. A Samsung Curve 27-inch personal computer monitor valued at $150. Some iPod valued at $140, and a 50cc scooter. In another incident, we had a breaking and larceny on Raleigh Ledbetter Road in Ellenboro. In this particular incident, it looks like we had at least one piece of equipment that was stolen, valued under $100. It was a wood chipper. And Jim, that's what we have to report today.
I'm District Attorney Ted Bell, and I'm asking for your vote for re-election in the Republican primary. I grew up in a law enforcement family and have tremendous respect for the good men and women who serve our communities in law enforcement and value the close working relationship my office and I have with those officers and their agencies. I am very honored and humbled to have been unanimously endorsed by the chief of every Rutherford and McDowell County law enforcement agency. Please go to tedbell4da.com for more information about me. And please vote for me, Ted Bell, for re-election as District Attorney in the Republican primary on May 17th. Thank you. Paid for by the Committee to Elect Ted Bell.
Hi, my name is Sam Fender, a retired local police officer. I met Theo several years ago at Bible study. His friendship led me to discover Theo's wealth of experience as a state trooper in problem solving, along with compassion towards those he served. After retiring from the patrol, Theo serves as a federal air marshal. When he saw corruption, he fought the federal government and won his whistleblower case. Theo has met with many of you and understands your concerns. His approach to problem solving is professional, accountable, and exactly what Rutherford County needs in a sheriff. Vote for Theo May 17th.
Paid for by Steve Theodoropoulos, Republican for sheriff.
Coming up in just a few moments, an update on sports, and bottom of the hour, Brandy Nandy, school board member running for re-election, will be in the Blue Room with me to talk about her race, and then following that, we'll have the Small Business Center director in to talk about small businesses in this county.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach.
We'll let the Caniacs let you know how Game 1 went. Rod Brindamore's group takes Game 1.
The call on ESPN as the Carolina Hurricanes' quest for the Cup began last night versus the Boston Bruins with a Game 1 win in their first-round best-of-7 playoff at PNC Arena in Raleigh. The game scoreless until about the 3.5-minute mark of the second period. Seth Jarvis tipped a puck past Boston goalie Linus Ullmark to record his first career NHL playoff goal and break a scoreless tie. Nino Niederreiter scored 2 minutes later to make it 2-0 before the intermission. Boston made it a closer game, 2-1 in the early going of the third period. Then Teuvo Teravainen scored on a transition to make it 3-1. Vincent Trocheck scored from a bad angle, 4-1. And then Andrei Svechnikov added an empty netter to cap the scoring, and the Canes win 5-1. With number 1 goalie Freddie Anderson sidelined from an injury, Andy Ronda made 35 saves in his first career postseason start. He and the rookie Jarvis credited the raucous Raleigh crowd.
It was just crazy to get on the ice and hear the crowd, and it was just you just started to get the energy from them.
Honestly, the fans, that building is insane. I didn't know what everyone was saying, like, oh, that's gonna be crazy, but like you can only believe so much. But that was awesome. And yeah, that building was electric.
And League Commissioner Gary Bettman was at last night's game. Even he thought the crowd was exceptional.
I mean, this building is loud.
And while Bettman and Jarvis and Ronta credited the crowd, Rod Brindamore thought it was par for the course.
It was obviously pretty loud, but we've had good crowds all year. Like, this building is very, very, emotional. You feel it. So even during the regular season, we had some real good energy. But it's great. Crowds are great in here. We love it.
Game 2 tomorrow night in Raleigh. This is NCN Sports.
If the power goes out for your business, are you prepared with a backup? Without electricity, security systems go down, refrigerated items spoil, and customers are turned away. In other words, your business loses money. Control your power. Control your business with a Generac automatic standby generator. Alternative Power is North Carolina's Generac generator experts. In fact, all Alternative Power does is provide backup power. Financing options are available. See more at alternativepower.com.
Or at alternativepower.com.
If you pay your city or town for electricity, you live in a public power community. Public power is there when you need it, with a reliability rating of 99.9%. And as a public power customer, you experience fewer outages and faster restoration compared to those served by other electric providers. Better reliability, fewer outages, faster restoration. That's the value of public power. Learn more at electricities.com.
4 NHL playoff series began last night. You heard the Canes win in Raleigh over the Bruins in Game 1. The Blues blanked the Wild 4-0 in Minnesota. The Maple Leafs blanked the defending Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning 5-0 in Toronto. And the Kings rallied to beat the Oilers 4-3 in Edmonton. The NBA continued its playoffs as well, with the top-seeded Suns never trailing in a 121-114 win at home over the Dallas Mavericks in Game 1 of their Western Conference semifinal series. In Miami, the Heat topped the shorthanded 76ers 106-92 to open their Eastern Conference semifinal. In baseball, the Yankees' winning streak is now at 10 games. Gleyber Torres homered early and then hit a go-ahead single in the 9th to propel the Yankees past the Blue Jays 3-2. In Chicago, Dylan Cease struck out 11 to match a career best and gave up just 1 hit in the White Sox 3-0 win over the Angels. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Today we're going to see highs in the mid-80s and lower 90s with a stationary boundary about the region. Scattered showers and thunderstorms will be possible. Tonight we're down into the mid-60s. Highs will reach the mid-80s and the lower 90s for tomorrow. Another chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms will be possible due to a cold front moving into our area. We will see cooler and drier conditions on Thursday. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Right now it's 58 degrees, currently sunny skies here in the foothills. It's going to be another beautiful day here in the foothills, another great getting up morning. Got Brandy Nandy in the studio with me. We'll talk with her in just a moment.
Welcome to this month's meeting of the North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club. Bingo winners.
Bingo.
Instant winner. Oh. Big money winners.
Yeah, I think they're in Tahiti.
Second chance winners. Second chance winners.
Present.
Every single time.
New scratch-offs mean new winners. This month's tickets are packed with $130 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1-in-3.2 to 4.6. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
And we're back in the Blue Room this morning, continuing our interviews with the candidates seeking election or re-election. And this morning we have Brandy Nandy with us. She's currently a member of the Rutherford County School Board. Good morning, Brandy.
Good morning, Jim. How are you?
Great. Glad to have you come in.
Thank you.
To refresh our memory and our listeners' memory, a little bit about who Brandy Nandy is, what do you do, your background, and some things about you.
I am a mom. I've got 3 kids. I'm married to Chris Nanny. My kids go to Central High School. Right now I work at probation and parole here in the county, and I also sell real estate.
Okay. Now you've been on the school board 4 years, right?
Yep.
What do you do? What do you do as a school board member? What are your responsibilities?
We oversee policies, budgets, human resource reports, stuff like that.
In your opinion, what is the biggest issues facing schools in Rutherford County right now?
Right now, the biggest issue that we're having is learning lapse from COVID. A lot of our, with being out during the pandemic and all, they are lapsed in education, so we're having to work really hard to get them back up to par to where they need to be. We received ESSER funding from the government to be able to help with those services. We received for student services, to help bring in extra teachers to help supplement for the learning loss. So.
And back during the mask time of schooling, you voted not to mask, right?
Yes, I did.
And everybody else on the school board voted to mask, and you were the only one standing
I was the only one that voted against it. Growing up, I learned with my parents, through my church, and through the school to stand up for what you believe in no matter what the consequences were. It's just, you've got to stand strong on what you believe in. And so I could never vote to mask up our children. I was just really against it. It's just those sweet little smiles. You couldn't do that to them.
Is it going to be difficult now for the students to catch up from what they might have missed?
We've got some great teachers that are on fire to get these kids ready to go and get them back learning. And like I said, we received that funding to help get them caught back up to where they need to be, to bring in additional resources. Any additional resources that we need was schools, instructional services, counselors, staffing. So we're working really hard to get them up to where they need to be, everywhere possible.
Is it budget time? Have you already decided on the budget, or when does that come
We
out?
have. We worked with the county commissioners. I'm kind of running my weeks together. It was the week before last we had our budget meeting with them. We came up a little ahead than what we normally are because we did receive the funding from the ESSER funding, but we still come up short in some areas that we could not make up with the ESSER funding. One of the biggest shortfalls that we have is with our Exceptional Children's Program. So this is something to really advocate for in the community if anybody wants to talk to their state representatives or even federal representatives about. We come up shortfall with our Exceptional Children funding because they put a cap on it. So we have a high EC population, so therefore we have a gap. They cap it off and they have a gap for the funding that we receive. We do fully fund the program, but we have to pour from the general education funding to be able to make up for that shortfall. So if anybody's out there and they talk to their state or federal representatives, is if we can get that cap removed.
And what is that now? You said IC? What is that?
EC program, Exceptional Children's Program.
Okay, I got you.
So anybody who receives a 504 plan or IEP, which is an individualized learning plan, falls in that category. So we have to bring in extra resources for them, for those children, and they're very expensive. And so with the teachers, the support staff, like any extra services that they need.
Are you a proponent of school choice?
I'm an opponent.
Or are you a proponent of school choice, if so, why?
I agree with school choice. It's kind of like what I say with a cell phone. Everybody's got different cell phones, and there's a reason why. Because, some people like Verizon because you can pick up in Verizon. Some people like AT&T because AT&T picks up better service. I 100% support school choice. It's what meets that individual family and child's needs. And it also is a great competitor. It makes us compete with them, and it makes us strive to do better than a charter school. It makes us pumped, it makes us go and want to do better.
Are there any plans with the school board to, I know one of the schools is on a all year-round schedule. Mm-hmm. Is there any discussion among the school board to make all the schools year-round like that?
2 years ago, what had happened was there was some discussion. They had voted it in. It was on a flex calendar. It wasn't necessarily like Varsity Dunbar. It was just a tad bit different. I did not vote for it because I felt as though the community wasn't aware of it and didn't have a lot of time to put input on it. So therefore, I couldn't support something that the community didn't have time to be involved in. So I voted it down. Then it passed, okay? The laws changed with the school calendar, okay? And to what makes up a school calendar. So since the laws changed, we had to revise it. At that point, we brought in, our administrators brought in calendars to us. I was the one that rose my hand and asked for surveys to be done. I was like, we have got to do surveys because I want to hear from the community. I want to give everybody time in order to vote on what they felt like. And the majority of the community went with the traditional school calendar.
How difficult is it standing alone on issues like that?
It is hard, but at the end of the night, I tell myself, I do what I can. I have to be able to sleep at night, and I have to be proud of what I've done. And, I have to look myself in the mirror. And no matter what negativity comes at me, I have to be proud of myself. I'm the biggest critic. People can criticize me all day long, but I'm my biggest critic. And I have to be proud of myself no matter what. And I have to, be there for my kids and make my kids proud to call me their mom, and my husband proud of me. So,
There are two others running for your same district school board seat. What makes you the better choice than those others?
Like we talked about before, I am 100% out there. I love getting feedback from my community. That's my biggest. I strive for my community to be involved in these issues. I mean, as you can see, Little Old School Board kind of got, people don't really pay attention, but I think one way the pandemic did help is people got involved with these decisions. And I'm so proud to see that. And I'm just one to advocate, to get parents involved and to listen to them and seek feedback from them. So that's just my biggest strong point, is just working the community, receiving feedback, and acting upon it.
What would you like to see Rutherford County Schools in the next 4 years? What's some of the things you would like to see happen between now and this time next 4 years from now?
Well, I don't know, Jim, with the pandemic that happened, you just never, life's a curve. I never foreseen that, so I really don't want to say because I don't know what's going to be thrown at us in the next 4 years. But I'm confident that I stood strong during the last 4 years, and I'm confident it stays strong in the next 4 years. As long as this woke ideology doesn't hit, of course, we're not teaching that in Rutherford County schools, but that is a wave that's the federal government's trying to push in, and I will stand strong for our kids, that they will not receive that woke ideology being taught in our schools. And so, yeah.
How does the school board monitor that? Some required reading that students might have in the classroom in terms of same sex, changes their sex or sexuality, or some of the woke methods. How do you monitor that from what might be handed to the students in the classroom?
Well, you just have to, as a parent, you just have to stay on top of what your kids are teaching. You've got you've got Canvas platform. You just stay on top of what the teachers are teaching as a parent. And if you was to receive that, I mean, you can come and talk to your principal. You can talk to a school board member. You can go to the superintendent and just talk to them about what you're seeing. And we'll be open to hear about it and go on about it that way.
During the pandemic, would you have, if you had it to do over, would you voted the same way?
Voted the same way, 100%.
Yeah, would you?
100%.
We always give the candidate the last word, last opportunity to say something to our listeners that perhaps we haven't covered, and this is your time to speak out.
All right, I really appreciate you having me on here, Jim. It's been a pleasure. I really would love to serve the children of Rutherford County Schools for the next 4 years, and I would ask that you vote for me because I stand strong in what I believe in, and I'm a voice for the community and for the parents and the students of Rutherford County Schools.
If people want to learn more about you, find out more about what you stand for, how can they get in touch with you?
They can call me. You can Google my name. You can find my number. You can email me. I have a school email. It's B as in Brandy and then Nanny, NANNEY at rscnc.org. That stands for Rutherford County Schools NC.org.
Brandy and Nanny, thank you for being with us this morning. Thank you for spending some time with us.
Thank you, Jim. I appreciate it.
I'll see you again. And I'll be back in just a moment.
Let me introduce you to Brock Family Care, a direct primary care practice that takes care of the patients and not the insurance company. Providing flat rate pricing and not accepting any forms of health insurance allows for more personalized and affordable health care. Ann Brock has over 42 years of health care experience and 22 years as a nurse practitioner. She and her staff are dedicated to providing health care that is patient-centered and not insurance company dictated. They give the patient the time and the attention they need. What are your medical needs? Bring them to Brock Family Care and see the difference. Ann also offers telehealth appointments. The professional staff are dedicated and will take the time to find out how they can help you. To learn more about this wonderful medical service, go to the website at www.brockfamilycare.com. That's Brock Family Care, 289 Shallow Road, Forest City.
There are plenty of drugstores in Rutherford County, but not all of them offer the same personal customer service that is offered at the Medicine Box of Rutherfordton. Laura Hodge and her team have trusted experience and professional service. You're not just a number to them, you're a friend. Make the Medicine Box of Rutherfordton your hometown drugstore at 200 Charlotte Road in Rutherfordton. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, Saturdays 9 to 1, 287-7117.
Don't forget, coming up on Friday this week, we will be over at Jay's Discount Grocery. And we will be broadcasting a couple of times from 10 to 12 and then again from 3 to 5, celebrating Customer Appreciation Day. And there'll be free hot dogs and drinks, a lot of prizes to be given away. And we hope you'll make your plans to spend some time with us as we're on the road again. WCAB. I have a guest coming up in just a moment.
The music's on us on WCAB.
With me in the studio right now is the lady who heads up the Small Business Center at Isothermal Community College. I asked if she's running for an office. She said no, she's running from one. So she's with us. Faye, welcome to the Blue Room again.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
And you're here for a very good purpose, and I like the fact that you're talking about this because we talk about small business a lot in our county. Tell us what you had on your mind.
Well, I wanted to come today. I'm a day behind already, but this is actually National Business Week, and it's what the president sets as the time to think about the businesses, the small businesses, and the contributions that they make, because there's a lot more small businesses than there are large businesses. So it's this week. It actually is May the 1st through the 7th. And along with that, of course, it's nationwide. So I wanted us to talk about it a little bit, to think about our small businesses locally and how important they are. And I think not only is it a time to think about the contributions they make, but I think a lot of times it's out there just for people to think about it, because you think about it when you get up in the morning and you take your shower and you've got your soap and you brush your teeth and you've got your towel to dry on, you've got your water and you've got all of these things. You get those things from somewhere. So if you don't have those small businesses to pick those up from, then it would certainly make a difference. But yesterday I had the opportunity to listen to Elaine Marshall, who is our Secretary of State, and she was with a panel and they were talking about businesses, small businesses in North Carolina, which I thought was very interesting, and it has really been a banner year. 2020 was remarkable for the number of businesses that started during the pandemic. And some of that, according to what she thinks, was the fact that, people were home because they couldn't go to work. They maybe were home with their children. A lot were out sick in the quarantine time and all of that. And she felt like, they began to think about those dreams that they'd had. And so they had the time then to put into it and think about it. So a lot of businesses were started in 2020. But 2021 was a banner year. I brought the statistics with me because it was so amazing. But actually, she said that the new business creations in 2021 outpaced every other year on record. New business creation filings for the calendar year 2021 grew 40% over 2020 for a total of 178,300 new businesses in the state. And that's just our state. So you can imagine with those businesses growing in our state, how many others are growing, the businesses as well. And so a lot of those, one of the ladies who was on there works for a company, of course, that helps small businesses get started. And she said that the majority of hers were sole proprietorships. And so then the question came, well, on these businesses, are they businesses that are side jobs to bring in a little extra money? Or are they businesses that people have left their jobs and decided to go full-time on their own and it be their full-time work? And so there's a lot of speculation on both, because there's some of both on that. But one of the things she said was that last summer they found that fewer than 1 in 5 of the new businesses were created as a result of job losses. So it wasn't that they had lost their job, but it was the fact that they had the opportunity to start their own business and to work on their dreams. And the question they had done a survey, the Secretary of State did a survey on businesses and asked a lot of questions to get a little bit more data on it, which that data is out there, I think, or will be available that you could look at and see. But I thought it was very interesting that we had that many new businesses in 2021 with a 40% growth. And then I know statistics don't mean a whole lot to some because it's hard to remember them. But the one thing that I was interested in too, in North Carolina has 671,810 small businesses. Now, I don't know how they get all their numbers for small businesses, because you think about it, you've got the storefronts, you've got the people who work from their homes, you got the people who are mobile, who take their services to people, and then you've got all those businesses that are online. How you ever could find out how many businesses there are, I don't know. But anyway, that's the most current data that they have available. And as that is in North Carolina, this is interesting. 179,000 out of that 671,000 have employees. The remaining 492,000, which is almost 493 with 802 added, have no employees. So when people talk a lot about small businesses and they talk about mom and pops, then small businesses are small. I mean, that's, and the people are out there and they're working and they're growing from that. And a lot of them will grow to where they will have employees. But working with some of the small business is here as people come in and want to open a small business. One of the questions is I ask is, do you have your business plan? Do you know that 5 years from now what you want to do? Do you want to have X number of employees? Where do you want to be with your business? That type thing. Some of them will say, well, I don't intend to have employees. But then I've had some say that, and then they get into that business starts growing, and they can't take care of it. So they do have employees, and that's where a lot of it impacts our county with the employees and the taxes that come along with it, and of course the services that are provided, and just the fact of the opportunities for somebody to get a job with them. So those are some things that impact our communities, and I think a lot of times we're not as aware of it as we should be, because it's routine. It's like brushing your teeth in the morning. It's routine.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. There may be those listening that might be interested in maybe starting a business for the first time. You mentioned something a while ago, sole proprietorship and LLC. Explain the difference between a sole proprietorship and what an LLC is, and those kind of plateaus they might have to encounter.
Well, there's your business structure, and I won't go into all of it because there's a lot of it involved, but just to give a basic on it. So when you're deciding to start your business, you've got to decide on your structure. Do you want to be a sole proprietorship? A sole proprietorship means that basically you are the business. There's no separation there between you and the business. You are the business. It's like if I decided to open Faye's Flowers and I opened it as a sole proprietorship, then I'm responsible for everything that comes in. If somebody got unhappy with me and got mad at me and fussed at me and whatever, then that's me to deal with it. If somebody decided to sue me, that's me to deal with it. So a sole proprietor is you are the business, basically. An LLC moves it up a notch in that it separates the business. It would then be Faye's Flowers LLC. So that's the business, and then I'm over here. I own it, but I am not the business. The LLC is the business. And it has been stated a lot, and this is where I usually say, you might want to talk to an accountant to tell you how your taxes are going to be, changed, or how they're involved in that. And also the fact, many people say, well, if you're an LLC, and this is what we would hope, was that if somebody were to get mad at you and sued you, then they would sue the business and not you. But it's just like a lawyer some time ago said, well, somebody wants to sue you and they're trying to get everything they can. They sue the business and sue you personally. Anyway, so, but basically, that's the basic difference to me, is the sole proprietor, you're the business. Everything is you. The LLC sets that business apart in that you own it, but the LLC, the business becomes the LLC. So there are other things that go along with that, but that's one of the main things that I think is important to understand in that.
If somebody's interested in maybe starting a business for the first time, if they, I think I can do this, and what can you, as a small business center director at Isothermal Community College, what can you do to help them get started?
Well, I think the best thing that we can do, first of all, our services are free. There are a lot of people who can help them, but there are also people that's their job, and so they charge for it. Our services at the college are free, and what I can do is, rather than them, especially if they don't know. Now, some people will go online, they'll talk to people who are in business, they may have family and friends in business, and they'll talk with them. But somebody who has no idea, how do I start? What do I do? Well, they can come and talk to me and tell me what they want to do, and then I can share with them the process, which I think there is a process that they have to go through. And in that process, I can also share with them the forms they need to fill out, how much those forms are going to cost, the permits they need to have, if there's a cost on the permits, that type thing that they don't know. And so one of the good things about it is we have that opportunity to sit down and go through this, and then once they've been there and done that, then we can move to the next steps. They'll have to choose their business structure. I don't do that. That's something they will have to think about and do themselves, and they may want to talk to an accountant or an attorney and see what they suggest on that. But I can give them the information they need, and if it's something that I don't know, the good thing about it, I don't know everything. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't know everything. But one of the good things about it is, certainly I don't know everything, but if you think about the fact that there are 58 community colleges in North Carolina, there's a small business center director at every one of those colleges. So I have 57 other people out there who are doing the same thing I can do, and if I run across something and I'm stuck and I don't know where to go to get the information, I can't find it, then I can send an email to them and just say, I have a client who needs da 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 da. Can you help me? And they'll start saying, you need to call this number, or you need to go to this link, or you need this person. Or sometimes they'll say, look, I've got a person here that just started a business like that, and I'm sure they'd be glad to talk to them. So I've got that as my information. And then also, if it's something that they're working on and they need additional something that I can't provide, I can at least refer them to somebody who can. So we offer that, and the counseling is confidential. We offer the referrals, and we're a referral and information service. We're also disaster relief. We worked with that when the pandemic hit. And also, real quickly, there is the new phase 2 that is out now on some monies that have been set aside, and the information is out there to look at that and see if that's the money that you can get for your business. There's still a lot of people who have applications in, and they keep getting information. I need this form, I need that form, and it's a consistent thing, but they're hanging in there to do it. So now they've opened a phase 2. It just opened yesterday. The applications have to be in by June the 1st. So that can be found on the website if you want to go to that. If you have not seen it, have not heard about it, if you'll call me, then I'll be glad to give you the link to go to that to see if it might be something that you could do.
Now, how do they get in touch with you?
They can call me at 828-395-1667, email fbishop@isothermal.edu, or they can come see me, even without an appointment. Sometimes I may not be there, but if I am there, then if I do not have a client, whatever I'm doing, I put on hold to speak with them if they come by.
And you're in that new big building as you go into the campus.
Yes, I have a beautiful window that I can look out and see the lake and watch the ducks and the geese, and it's a good place to contemplate.
There you go. Faye Bishop, my guest this morning. She's the director of the Small Business Center at Isothermal Community College, and we're talking about Small Business Week.
That's right.
Thank you for coming by. And we, as you know, those who listen to this program often know that we highlight or try to highlight those folks who are locally owned businesses, in particular those who built a business from the bottom up and are successful today, and or those that took over the business from a family member. It's good to support local hometown businesses right here in Rutherford County. It helps our economy, and instead of sharing that money somewhere else, it helps our economy right here. Hope you'll come back again and visit with us real soon.
I will. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. I'll be back in just a moment.
WCAB.
Coming up in just a few moments, My Great America with Jimmy Butch, 9:05 this morning. We'll talk about some other things, change our pace a little bit, and no political interviews coming up on that hour, but we'll talk about some things. It makes America great. It makes our county and our state great, and we appreciate you being with us during this busy 3 hours we've had this morning. Join me again bright and early tomorrow morning, 6:05, for the best in Southern Gospel. Then we'll do our news, and then we talk session tomorrow morning also. Now, next interviewed guest coming up on Thursday. Don't have that list in front of me, but I believe, I do. April Mays will be coming in on Thursday for her interview. She's running for school board as well, so we'll talk with her and find out why she would like to be elected to the school board. Now, I'm going to take a little break right here, get away, refresh my voice, and get a little drink of water, and we'll be back with My Great America with Jim and Butch right after ABC News.